Is the Nigerian police force a law enforcement agency or a criminal enterprise? I ask this question with all sense of responsibility. The Nigerian police force has been in the news lately for all the wrong reasons. It is either they are inviting a musician to perform for them and then killing the musician as reported in Enugu, or they are abducting and starving children who simply came out to protest about their hunger. There are many more of such police activities in the news, but my advocacy today is not to focus on these issues, but rather on two very strange incidences that happened recently and the actions taken by the police that shows an organization more inclined to perpetrating crime and hiding it rather than preventing and prosecuting crime. Two very disturbing incidents happened this week that made me ask the earlier question, and I really want to have answers. The first incident is the report that the Nigerian police force has dismissed the female officer that exposed an alleged rapist sergeant in Edo State and also demoted her husband. Can you imagine? The police sergeant who raped the teenager that was seen in the viral video to be unconscious is facing disciplinary action, while the policewoman who refused to be silent on the issue has been dismissed and her husband demoted. Please make it make sense to me. The second incident is also a case involving a policewoman who exposed the case of a baby boy who mysteriously disappeared from an orphanage. And the news is that the Nigerian police is plotting to dismiss the female inspector named Charity Agu. In December 2022, Inspector Agu had rescued the child from his mentally challenged mother and handed him over to a motherless baby home in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. And the child she rescued is nowhere to be found. Inspector Agu is now the one facing dismissal for daring to report the incident. When did doing right become a wrong? Let me ask again. Is the Nigerian police force a law enforcement agency or a criminal enterprise?
Like I said in that clip that you just watched, I asked that question with all sense of responsibility. It's not that I want to bash the police or to take them on or whatever, but it's really as a concerned Nigerian. Because at the end of the day, if we don't have the police well set up to do the right thing, nothing is going to be done in this country. Because at the end of the day, people will do whatever they want to do, knowing fully well that they will get away when the police is involved. There are so many stories out there. But on this one, particularly on this particular lady, the one I talked about that happened in Isako West, where this woman had reported a policeman that raped a teenager that had been brought up, made her unconscious. Because from the video we could see she looked unconscious. And in that video, that woman was saying, you want to put me into trouble, ba? Don't put me into trouble. You want to put me into trouble. Then somebody that said that in that video when she was taking it, all of a sudden they say she used it. She wanted to collect money from him. She was asking him for some amount. Is he $1 million? He could only pay 45 or something like that. Then they now dismiss her. So, and then the man whose video, who you could see, even though we didn't see him in the act, you could see him naked, wearing his clothes after he had done the bastardly act he's been accused of. You stay there under your disciplinary committee. You haven't made outright, but all of a sudden with this woman, you'll be able to come to a conclusion. Everything, she's not under disciplinary committee, come to a conclusion and you sent her away. There are many more. But in the time that I did that particular article, right, a whole lot more have come up. I just want to check two. Twice when I asked this question, I'm very serious about it. I think it was 11th of November of this month that there was a report where it said a Nigerian senator's wife orders policemen in convoy to arrest torture skit maker for criticizing husband over bad roads, poor health facilities. This is a senator, not governor, not president, a senator's wife. That's someone, the same person who not just long ago was going around begging people for votes. His wife is now arresting. And who did she use? police. So police is not only a criminal enterprise, but it's a tool of oppression and suppression that is used against other people. Because I only ask that question, is it a law enforcement agency or a criminal enterprise? Or is it the one where you have, is it 10 million naira the other day? Well, I think it was in Port Harcourt that some policemen extorted from some young people. 10 million naira in cash. The money was given to them. So if you see the boot, they were showing the boot in cash. And people will tell you go to every police, there is a POS person out there doing great business. Police will collect, they will make you open your phone. You will pass over your money to them. They will collect your money. Even when people report it and put the accounts that were transferred to whatever, nothing is being done. But it's not just that one. No. Let me read another one to you. This is Harrison Gwamishu reporting. He said, Zone 6 Police Headquarters, Bayelsa, generate revenue more than federal government. There's need to investigate Nkem Alozi, the POS woman working with them. Money that passed through her account that she remitted to these police officers is huge. At the leadership of Police NG, there's this CRU where you can do complaint, ready for the discovery. Also, there's appeal to me not to post again. If I stop posting, will it stop them from further damage to their institution? The police is always interested in who is posting, who is not posting. Don't post, don't do this, don't do that. But they will never be interested in stopping the issue. You are making the police look one kind. No, it is the police that is making the police look one kind. It's the policemen and women that you have there with criminal tendencies that are doing criminality, that are spoiling the name of the institution. And not just the name of the institution, the name of all of us as citizens of this country. The other day around Kubwa, police asked a young man for a bribe of 200,000 naira. The guy didn't have. The next thing they shot him, shattered his bone with bullet. If not for God, that he literally could have died. If that bullet had entered sensitive place where you're just gone like that, that's it. This man would just be story. Why? Because he refused to give bribe. I ask again, is the Nigerian police a law enforcement agency or a criminal enterprise? Because most of what they do, it looks as if it's a criminal enterprise put together and being used with our monies to give them arms that they use to rob us. What's the difference between an armed robber and a policeman who uses gun to rob you? Well, there is a difference. In the case of the policeman, they are using our taxpayers' money to pay his salary to rob us. And it's the taxpayers' monies that are used to buy the guns and ammunition that he uses to threaten people. And he's doing this with the covering of the law. And when he's caught, they have a way of putting everything together and then he gets away. So, it's even worse than the armed robber. And most times you hear police say to you, do whatever, nothing will happen to me. After all, they will just change my posting. The Nigerian police do better.